World War II was a defining moment in history. As the Soviet Union fought for its survival against Nazi Germany, the Red Army relied heavily on a range of small arms to arm its millions of soldiers. From the battlefields of Stalingrad to the final push into Berlin, these weapons played a crucial role in the Soviet victory. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the Soviet infantry small weapons of World War II. We'll be looking at the iconic rifles, submachine guns, pistols, and machine guns that helped the Red Army push back the Axis forces. Let's start with the backbone of the Soviet infantry, the bolt-action rifle. The Mosin Nagant rifle was the standard issue for Soviet infantry throughout the war. First developed in the late 19th century, this bolt-action rifle was reliable, robust, and could withstand the harsh conditions of the Eastern Front. Chambered in 7.62 by 5.4 mm R, the Mosin Nagant was known for its accuracy at long ranges. But with a 5-round internal magazine, it wasn't the fastest weapon to reload during intense firefights. Still, its durability made it a favorite among Soviet snipers like the legendary Vasily Zaitsev, who famously wielded one during the Battle of Stalingrad. While the Mosin Nagant was excellent for long-range engagements, the Red Army needed something more suitable for close-quarter combat. Enter the PPSH-41 submachine gun, an absolute game-changer on the Eastern Front. The PPSH-41, also called the Shpagin, was chambered in 7.62 by 25 mm Tokarev and had a high rate of fire, around 900 rounds per minute. Its 71-round drum magazine gave Soviet soldiers serious firepower in urban combat, like the streets of Stalingrad or the ruins of Berlin. The PPSH-41 was relatively cheap to produce, making it an ideal weapon for mass production during the war. By the end of World War II, over 6 million had been made. Next up, we have the Tokarev TT33. This semi-automatic pistol was a sidearm for Soviet officers and saw widespread use across all fronts. Chambered in the same 7.62 by 25 mm round as the PPSH-41, the TT33 was simple, rugged, and easier to produce than its predecessor, the Nagant M1895 revolver. With an 8-round magazine, the TT33 wasn't intended for frontline combat, but it was a reliable backup weapon in case things got up close and personal. To provide the Red Army with mobile suppressive fire, the DP27 Light machine gun was a crucial addition to Soviet infantry units. Also known as the Degtyaryov, this weapon's distinct feature was its top-mounted 47-round pan magazine. The DP27 was chambered in the same 7.62 by 5.4 mm R round as the Mosin Nagant, making logistics easier. It was reliable in the mud, snow, and dirt of the Eastern Front, although the pan magazine did make it a bit cumbersome to reload during battle. Still, its durability and firepower made it a favorite among Soviet gunners, especially when combined with its relatively low weight compared to other machine guns of the time. By the later years of the war, the Soviet Union introduced another submachine gun, the PPS-43. Designed as a simpler and more cost-effective alternative to the PPSH-41, the PPS-43 was lightweight, compact, and perfect for mechanized and airborne troops. It was easy to produce, stamped from sheet metal, and fired the same 7.62 by 25 mm cartridge as the PPSH-41. While it didn't have the same high capacity, its 35-round box magazine and reduced weight made it highly effective in the hands of Soviet troops. As German tanks and armor began to dominate the battlefield, the Soviets needed a way to counter them. Enter the anti-tank rifles, the PTRD and PTRS-41. These massive rifles fired powerful 14.5 mm rounds capable of penetrating the armor of early German tanks. While they became less effective against the more advanced tanks later in the war, they were vital in the early years for stopping lightly armored vehicles and even damaging key components of heavier tanks. So, there you have it, some of the key small arms that the Soviet infantry used during World War II. From the bolt-action Mosin Nagant to the rapid-fire PPSH-41, these weapons were essential to the Soviet war effort and helped turn the tide against the Axis forces. These weapons weren't just tools. They became symbols of Soviet resistance and resilience during the darkest days of the war. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into historical weapons. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.